Welcome everybody to day number 11. So I want to talk about another set of memories I have, and that is when Nisi and I used to take the dogs to the park, to the dog park of course, because those are memories that I love. You know, those were always fun. We would be smiling and laughing because we loved watching the dogs happy and loved watching the dogs, especially when we were homeless, being able to walk around and run around with no leashes on. So, there's one day where Pico was watching her leave at the dog park we were at to go to the bathroom, and he's following her along the fence. And he's going as far as he can go, and seeing her go further than he can go, and flipping out because Pico did not like her leaving. They were attached at the hip in his eyes, and she could not leave him without taking him. It was just, if she left, even when we had our apartment, he would flip out because he could not handle her not being there. But I remember all those days her and I would go to the dog park. And it would be so amazing because her and I would always be smiling and be happy. We'd be watching the dogs run around and be smiling at that. It was fun. And it was funny sometimes to see the dogs, meeting other dogs, especially Jack Jack. He loved saying hi to dogs. He was one of those dogs that just loved meeting new dogs, and so her and I would always laugh at the way he would, you know, play at the dog park and the way he would do things. He was one of those dogs that he's one of those dogs really, that just kind of runs around and doesn't always think. He's just excited to be at the dog park. And her and I loved taking the dogs to the dog park. It was one of our favorite things to do. We'd go there. When we were homeless, we'd be bringing food into the dog park. Yeah, you're not supposed to. But I'd be going and getting us food, and we'd be sitting there eating, fried chicken or whatever from Walmart because we'd use our food stamps. And we'd be sitting there eating food and just enjoying life. And I remember those days so well, those dog park days. Sitting there in the chairs at the one dog park, or sitting at the table at the other dog park, and just sitting there and enjoying life, watching the sunset, letting Jack Jack run around, watching him run around, and then watching him jump up on the table, or watching another dog decide to jump up on the table. We had that a few times. We'd be eating food, and the dog would come up and just, boop, I want some. Well, sorry, we can't give you any. Her and I would laugh a lot at the dog parks when we would sit there and have other dogs come to see us. But Nisi, I want you to know I still love you, I will always love you, and that will never change.